to episode 88 of the Cat Lady podcast. My name is Andrea, also known as the Cat Lady. That's 2 T's, CATT for craft all the things. Thank you for joining me. Today is January 14th, 2019. If you are a new viewer, thanks for checking me out. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe, and hope to see you again. If you are a returning viewer, of course, I am overly grateful, always grateful for you to come back and watch. It's been, so in March will be 3 or 4 years, I don't remember now, but I can't believe it's been that long. It just kind of, time is just flying. It's already halfway through January. I don't even know. I don't even know anymore. So anyways, thank you. If you want to follow me elsewhere, I am very active on Instagram, and that Instagram usually flows to my Facebook group, the Cat Lady Podcast, or I think I'm just the Cat Lady on Facebook under groups, and I am the Cat Lady on Instagram. So, and I'm pretty active on Instagram, which flows over to my Facebook. So, you know, if you prefer one over the other, please feel free to follow me over there. Also, you can follow me on YouTube as Crafty Cat Lady. So, I think that's it. And I post on Twitter through Instagram too, so I don't know. So I'm the Cat Lady everywhere else, except for YouTube, it's Crafty Cat Lady. Podcast news. So I am mailing out Craft Along prize, the prize winner, Samantha. Stay tuned, I'm getting it out this week. I had a few extra things I wanted to put in your package, and I had a few other packages to get together as well for some friends, so I wanted to kind of just do it all together. So I will get that out this week, and I will send you the tracking and stuff. And speaking of knit-alongs, I'm co-hosting a knit-along with the Reluctant Knitter podcast. She's doing 2 knit-alongs right now. She's doing the Fiberfest sweater knit-along, which is the one I am going to co-host with her. So basically both our groups are going to put on this knit-along, and you can enter into both groups. You just have to be members on Ravelry. Oh, I'm the Cat Lady on Ravelry too. So you go to our Ravelry groups, you join our groups, and then there'll be threads there'll be a chatter, same with my craft along, there'll be the chatter thread, and then there'll be the finished object thread. So this is called the Fiberfest sweater knit along. So both of us are going to Rhinebeck this year, which is in October. And so, but of course we're not gonna just say Rhinebeck sweater, because that just eliminates so many people. So, and you don't even have to go to a fiber festival. It's just basically a sweater knit along. However, if you go to a fiber festival and you wear your sweater and you take a picture, you get an extra entry. So the rules, if you go, I'll put a link to the video that the Reluctant Knitter posted. She kind of goes into the rules a little more thoroughly probably than I will, but they're pretty basic. I'm sorry, I'm still sick, so I mean, I'm still kind of sniffly, so forgive me. So anyways, so she mentioned the Cal running till October 31st. I'm going to push that to, like, I said November 4th, but yeah, in mid-November maybe, because there is the Fiberfest of New England in November, which I think is a terrible time for a fiber festival. It's freezing. I mean, it's already cold enough in October sometimes. So, I don't know. I feel like pushing it to November is kind of crazy for the New England area. But anyway, so the Fiberfest of New England is in November, so I will extend it to that far. If there are other fiber festivals that you know of that you are attending that go later November or even December, because I'm sure they're out there, let us know, and yeah, we'll easily extend the deadline. But the rules are 2 entries per person, so you can make 2 sweaters from throughout the year and put them in. Now, I do this because I haven't talked to her about it, but I feel like it's a decent rule, because I know there's people out there that can knit like 100 sweaters probably, or like a sweater a month, and that would give them 12 entries. But in general, the more regular paced knitters, like myself, probably are only going to make 1 or 2 sweaters. I have a goal to make more this year, but the reality is I probably will only get to 1 or 2 sweaters. So we'll see. But for a typical knitter, 1 to 2 sweaters for a long period of time seems realistic, so we don't want the avid sweater knitter to take over the thread, is how I see it. So 2 entries per person for 2 different sweaters finished. They have to have been started after January 1st, so this year. And you get an extra post, or an extra entry if you post the picture of a photo of you at a Fiber Fest wearing a sweater. So you can have up to 3 entries, which I'd say is plenty. And they are 2 separate cals, so you could just enter mine, you could just enter hers. We will both have our own prizes. She already has, she's going to purchase something at Rhinebeck, which I will do too, a skein of yarn. So both of us will purchase a skein of yarn at Rhinebeck. I'm not sure what, so I'll try to find something pretty and maybe Rhinebeck exclusive, or who knows. And then she had somebody, I think, donating some bags. So I'm also accepting donations. I, of course, can make some things too. So I will try to maybe make a couple bags. You know, I have plenty of time because it's not until fall. So if I get my act together and I make some bags now, I can just have them ready to go. Maybe some DPN cozies. So the more prizes I have, the more I can give away. So if you have any stash yarn you'd like to donate, or, you know, I probably can dig through my stash and see if I can find something else, because I've had people donate stuff to me in the past that I could easily donate for prizes. And so yeah, I will look through that and see what I can find, as well as if you have any donations you'd like to donate, bags, yarn, stitch markers, anything. If you make stuff, let me know. And so I will draw a winner from the finished object thread, and if I have more prizes, I will draw from the chatter thread. And if I have more prizes, maybe I will do an Instagram draw. So if you are sharing your progress on Instagram, and you can share probably, if I do an Instagram draw, then it's whatever you post on Instagram. So if you posted a bunch on Instagram, you have a better chance of winning. But the hashtag I am using is CATT Lady, so it's 2 T's, CATT-LADY, sweater cal, K-A-L. So CATT Lady sweater cal. Seemed to be easy to remember. And the Reluctant Knitter has her own hashtag as well, and she'll be doing the same thing. If she has extra prizes, she'll draw from Instagram as well. And if I remember, I will put her hashtag down in my show notes as well. Show notes are always on Ravelry. I would like to do another cal, since that's kind of going to be a long, ongoing cal. I'd like to do maybe a shorter one. So I would like to hear from you if you tell me what you like. Do you like shawls? Do you want to do a shawl knit along? Do you want to do a sweater knit along? Do you want to do a yarn brand knit along, like Knit Picks? Use any Knit Picks yarn, because I think that's a yarn that a lot of people have. A specific pattern, you know. Hopefully I will get it back into designing. I'd like to really design a couple more patterns. So if I did a design, I'd love to do a knit along of my design. Yeah, so if you can let me know in the comments, either here, Ravelry, or sometime I'll try to put up a poll somewhere. I'm not sure where. Maybe Ravelry. I don't get a ton of activity on Ravelry, so I'm not sure the best place to put a poll. So that's it for podcast news. So knit along. So sweater knit along, and what else would you like? Or shorter, maybe a month or 2 time span. So I like socks. I like sweaters. So, or shawls, hats, even hats. I mean, that's fine. So let me know. So on to knitting. So I have another whip or a finished object that you never saw the whip. It's one of those things I knit up so fast that there was no time. And if you're on Instagram, you've seen this as a finished object because I showed a picture of it. But this is the Copycat CC beanie that's been going around, obviously super popular. And so yeah. So there's that. And I got my DIY fur pom-pom on top there. So this one's got white with some kind of sparkly in it. So this is out of Cascade 220 Superwash in the Como Blue colorway. To be honest, okay, so I altered the pattern a little bit. It is a double knit brim, and I was supposed to knit to 3.5 inches, and I accidentally only knit to 3, so the brim is a little small, and I do regret that. I do wish it was a little bit bigger, because when I'm wearing it, it's big enough. It's plenty big enough. I mean, it covers my ears all the way, forehead, and whatever. You know, it really shouldn't be longer, but for some reason, I just always feel like it should be just a tiny bit longer on the brim. So, but I know, but it looks fine. So, and that's all that matters, right? And the color's pretty, and it sort of matches my fingerless mitts that I have. It's the same kind of teal color, a little bit different, but if you're looking at it not next to each other, they look the same. I love the big palm. So this is a kind of a large palm, because I had a large and I had a jumbo, and I decided on this one. I think a jumbo palm works better maybe on a slouchy hat, because it's going to kind of pull it down anyways. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. And I wanted it more of a beanie just because I don't know, I just kind of wanted it more as a beanie instead of a slouchy hat. So it's a free pattern, so I only did 4, and I looked through other people's projects, and someone recommended doing slightly less purl rows. So I did 4 purl rows instead of 6 in the repeats. I did a double knit brim, but I did not do a provisional cast on because I don't like provisional cast ons, and I always screw them up, so I just didn't want to do it because I saw in somebody else's notes that if you do a long tail cast on, you can see the stitches to pick up, and just you pick them up. And so what I did is I did my cast on, and then I marked the first stitch so that I wouldn't have to search for it later, because you kind of have to, like, in the video, the person's like looking, kind of trying to find where the first stitch is, because sometimes you can't really tell. So I just put a stitch marker on it, so I already had my first stitch marked. But yeah, it's, let's see, it looks really good. I would totally do that again. I mean, it was slow, but I think even doing a join from a provisional would be slow too, so. Yeah, I'm super excited. And I just have the beanie kind of tied in there, or the pom-pom, because if I want to wash it or reblock it or whatever, I can just take off the pom-pom. I did buy some white buttons to sew on the inside, so if I wanted to put it on a little better, but you know what, I just tied it in a bow, it's fine. I don't know if I really need the button or not. And I used embroidery floss for my next ones, which I'll show you later. I used just a crochet cotton because the floss is very, splitty because there's 6 strands. But yeah, I really am happy with this hat. But maybe I would make the brim the right size next time. I do actually think I want to make another one too. And it's funny, we were out in Frankenmuth this weekend, which I will talk about later, and I saw the CC beanies for sale at one of the shops, and I was in the bathroom and I saw another woman with a CC beanie wearing one, and I don't know if it was a handmade or if it was a legitimate one, but it's really funny because the pattern is very obvious. So it was kind of funny. So that is a finished object, and then I wanted to show off a finished object that I finished this summer, not summer, it was more, where'd it go? It was like September. It was chilly, yeah, so it was like September, October, but I don't think I wasn't podcasting, or was I? I don't know if I showed these off or not, but I reblocked them, so if I did show them off, they look better now, because I hadn't officially blocked them, I just kind of wore them. I don't think I was podcasting. When did I restart podcasting? I don't remember. It was right before Rhinebeck. Or was it right at Rhinebeck? Was my Rhinebeck episode my rediscovering of podcasting? Maybe. But anyways, these are called the Twin Leaf Fingerless Gloves by Sashka Makievich. Yeah, the pattern was it was free pattern. So you get what you pay for, right? When you don't pay for anything. Pattern was not the greatest. There's mitt 1, there's mitt 2. So they turn out, they're beautiful. I really love them. And they are, but the pattern was a little hard to interpret at times. I used the thumb pattern, like the thumb gusset, or not gusset, I don't know, whatever it was, I don't know. I used the thumb, well, maybe it was a gusset. Okay, sorry. From Maine Morning Mitts. So the thumbs just looked weird in this pattern, so I took the thumb from Maine Morning Mitts, which I'd made before, and used that thumb recipe. I did screw up in the leaf thing, but you can't really tell, and I screwed up the second one on purpose so it would match, so you really can't tell. And I did change I just did ribbing at the bottom, because originally she has this little curvy half ribbing at the bottom too, but I kind of wanted a more snug at the bottom. I don't think it really would have mattered actually, but that's fine. So I just did ribbing at the bottom, did the little swirl. I do love the top. So I love the way it looks with the little, I haven't put them on since I blocked them because I wanted to show them off first. But I do love the little kind of curve at the top, but that's what it looks like on. So that look going in my face. You can see the pattern better, but yeah, these were really nice. And these are in the Hue Loco color Road Tripping, Hue Loco Yarns Road Trippin', which I made to match my Barley Light by Tin Can Knits. So that was my set. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with those. So I wear these, and if I want to wear gloves indoors, or if it's not as cold outside, these are good kind of fall / indoor mitts, because you can kind of like, I'll wear my, I think I can knit in these ones. Like if I'm wearing my worsted weight fingerless mitts, it's still too bulky to kind of do things. So this I can kind of do stuff still. So that's, I can move my fingers around better. And then last, I showed this off last week, but it is blocked, so I will show it off again. And again, I've showed it on Instagram, but this is my Raina. But it looks a lot better when it's blocked. So this is the Raina pattern, which is another free pattern on Ravelry from Nor something. I don't know, did I leave it? I did not leave her name on it. But again, just Google Raina, or search for Raina on Ravelry. This is in the Miss Babs Hot Shot base, the Rhinebeck 2018 colorway. This was a twinsy project with Jen, who is Stormcoast, also the Uncreative Knitter, or the Uncreative Crafter podcast. The edges kind of curl on the bottom. I blocked it twice. It's a little bit better, but yeah, if I did it again, I would add more rows to the end. Which, of course, looking at the notes, I should always look at the notes in Ravelry. I tend to. I'm usually pretty good at looking at the notes, but I did not for this one. And if I would have looked at the notes, it would have, a lot of people would have said, the edges curl, add more rows. So, but I did not, so there we are. But it was a nice pattern, and it was a good one skein pattern. Yeah, so Jen has not finished hers, but I did mine super fast, so it's okay. I think we're probably going to wear it for our twinsy project for Rhinebeck. We always wear the same something to Rhinebeck so far every year that we've gone. So that'll be, mine's done and all the way. I don't have to worry about it. So now I just got to worry about my Rhinebeck sweater. The only whips for knitting are living in my Tangled Skein CA bag, which is one of those Japanese knot bags, which I love this. I need to make some more of these bags or some of these bags, and actually I found a pattern that goes on my Cricut that makes a big one. So I might try that sometime just to test out the Cricut cutting. But it's a fun bag. But this is my Winter Kitties. And I'm working on Jim's socks, and these are like the nightmare socks. I just don't even know. And I'm nervous that this isn't even going to be good, but the yarn is really pretty. It's coming out really pretty. So this is Patton's Croy. I can't remember the color, Clover colors, I think, but it's a nice kind of rainbowy almost. One of the kids had picked this out for Jim for Father's Day, like, not this year, so last year, or like 2017 Father's Day. So I just finished the heel last night, and I am impressed with myself that I haven't done a Fish Lips Kiss heel in, I can't even remember when, like, because the last couple socks I made were Rose City Rollers, which was just a standard heel flat gusset. And so I can't remember the last time I've done a Fish Lips Kiss heel, but I remembered it. I did not have to look it up. It took me a while, like I had to stop and think for a few minutes on what I had to do, because there's like 3 phases. Like 2 phases and a middle section, so I had to really think about it. So, but I did it. It looks good. I don't have any holes in the sides. Everything turned out pretty good. So I'm just hoping this thing fits. I tried it on, of course, when it was like, up to, this is where I was last time I showed it off. It was just a tiny dinky toe, so it's knit up pretty fast. Size 1 needles, 64 stitches across, which when I'm looking at people who make men's socks, they're all like 72, 80, whatever. Jim's feet aren't small. They're normal sized feet, and they're bigger than mine. I cast on 60, but I don't know if it's just because I prefer a lot of negative E's in my socks, so maybe I make them that way for him. But I mean, it fits good after I give it to him. I feel like 72 stitches would be just massive. But the toe, I'm having problems with the toe, so I made a really wide toe, and it seems to be okay. I still feel like I have a little bit of this weird corner fabric that just kind of is there. But I don't know, so I don't know. So I'm hoping I'm going to knit like maybe like 2 inches so that there's a little bit of a cuff, kind of, and I haven't tried on again. I knit it to like 8 1/4 if you stretch it 8 1/2, because usually I think I've made his like to 8 and they've been a little too much negative ease. So like every time I look at his foot, his heel is kind of bunched down. So I'm hoping this will keep it in place better, but I don't know. If this doesn't work, I'm going to be really frustrated. But I want to figure it out, because he's going to tell me, well, just don't make me socks. That's fine. But he likes them, and I like to make them for him. So I need to figure it out. And I feel like once I like get it down, as long as I stick to the same kinds of yarn, like, so he likes the Felici, so stick with that. And if I could get the Patton's Croy, because I feel like that's a good, sturdy, easy to purchase sock yarn. So I just need to figure out the formula for Patton's Croy and the formula for Felici, and I'll be good. And then I will not make him socks with any other yarn ever again. Just those two. So that is my only knitting whip. That's kind of my priority. So once I get a couple more inches and he tries that on, we'll see where we are. I do want to cast on a sweater. My local yarn store, one of my local yarn stores, is doing a weekender knit along. Of course, or they're doing a class. And of course they want you to sign up and pay money and buy the supplies there. Well, of course I'm not doing that, but maybe I can kind of in tandem knit along with the yarn store. I think Sarah, who was the Canadian knitter, who's now steeped in book reviews, is going to cast on the week. I don't know if she's cast it on already or not, but I think she's doing the Weekender as well by Andrea Mallory. I have my yarn, which is, what yarn was it? Peacock color, yeah, that was like the green. Yeah, I'm kind of into this teal color lately, so yeah. So I might cast that on. I also want to do my Lang Leg, which is going to be my Rhinebeck sweater. So one of those two, I'm going to look into them. I need some practice. Oh, I forgot to talk about this. Yes, I had some problems with double pointed needles. I just bought a bunch of new double pointed needles, the metal ones from Chaogu. And I don't know if it was just because there was a lot of purling and patterning in this, but my ends, there were so many ladders, and it was like really frustrating because when I work with the bamboo ones, I don't get that laddering. So I'm getting nervous. So I'm going to have to cast on another project with some double pointed needles. I was thinking of making some boot cuffs, so something small. Maybe just stockinette just to see make sure I'm not getting the ladders when I do stockinette, because obviously the purling is a problem. I know that for sure. But so yeah, in the middle of the hat I ended up switching to a 24-inch cable, which was fine. I mean, it was a little, like, 16 inches better because you're bunched up a little more, but the 24-inch like just barely worked. And did that until the decreases, and then I switched to the double points, and like, yeah, I think the decreases were okay, but it was all stockinette. So it might just be when I'm doing the purling, which there was ribbing in this, and then there was straight purling. So maybe I have to stick with Magic Loop when I do. It's blinking at me. See, my camera's always blinking at me, but I think I am approaching my time limit, so it might cut off because I only get 29 minutes and 59 seconds before it wants to cut off. So anyways, so yeah, I need to practice with my double points, so maybe I might tool around with that this afternoon. Spinning, I haven't done any spinning, but I did pick my next project. So I mentioned last week I wanted to do a 2-ply bulky. So I think I figured out how to do that. Like, I think I have my spinner's card here. There's like a formula to follow. So in order to do a bulky 2-ply, I need to spin in a 10. So this gives you the idea of sizes. So it's like a little thicker than worsted, I think. Or no, a little thinner than worsted is what I need to spin. It's a single. So if I spin a little bit thinner than worsted, so between worsted and DK, is that DK, I think? If I spin between worsted and DK, I think it was like 10 1/2. Single, if I 2-ply them, it'll come out bulky. It should come out bulky. So that is my plan. So we'll see how that works because I'm not good at spinning thicker. So it might go slow, but it might go fast because it's going to be thicker. So, but this is the yarn I've picked, or the fiber I've picked. It's the Lavender Sheep. I purchased this a year ago or so. It is Merino Wool, Tussa Silk, Dogwood Blossom, but I think this will make a nice, just bulky, and it's just a kind of a simple color, just pink and black. So that is going to be next up on the wheel, and I'll put that on my Ashford, I think. I think I'll do it. I need to do something on the eel, but I'm not sure what yet. I need to work on my odds and ends some more, but I haven't pulled those out. So, but I do have sewing again this week, so I've been kind of on a sewing kick, which is exciting. I mentioned I wanted to make the DPN holder for all my new DPNs, and I did, and it was a process. I am happy with it, yes. I could kick myself for a few mistakes, but it is what it is. But okay, so here's the outside. So I used my Legend of Zelda fabric. I wasn't sure which way to have it. Like, I mean, when I'm holding it, I'm kind of holding it up and down, but to be honest, I mean, when you open it this way. So I put the fabric so that it's this way. So it's kind of more like a pocketbook. But, so there's that. And then 2 snaps in the front, and then this thing that comes around. And then actually you can supposedly snap it and then hang it. I don't know if I would, because I don't know if I would trust it. I mean, it seems pretty sturdy. But here it is. So yeah, you have the swirly, and originally I was going to use like a burgundy for this side, but I found this gold at Fat Quarter at Joann's, and I thought it was perfect because I think this was a better choice, and I like it. And so yeah. So what I did wrong, so I did my 0 through 8, which I guess if I would have read properly was supposed to be 0 through 9 without the 1.5, first of all. And you know, you were just measured out these lines and then sewed them on. And I tested this all out before I sewed it into the unit. So then I followed the directions, so I thought, for the top row, which was supposed to be 9 through 15. But I did not do that right. I think I read the first one, which was, okay, so it's 1/2 inch, and then I think I read the first line for the top and did it, and then continued with what the measurements were. So I completely screwed it up, because of course my 8s or my 9s would not fit in these. But in reflecting, after I did it and realized they weren't working, it fit all my needles. I only have through 11, so 9, 10, 10, I have 11. And they fit perfectly, and I had a bunch of extra 0s and 1s. So maybe someone was smiling down on me and said, okay, we're going to screw this up, but in your favor. So that's what happened. And then, so that was a bummer, but it worked out. The other problem was right here, the fabric was cut crooked, so the seam is out right here, and it's a little frayed. I put a little fabric glue on it, so it's probably not going to go anywhere. But, you know, again, one of those minor sewing errors that you kind of kick yourself afterwards, because it's like, I noticed it after the whole thing is done. So it's like, I'm not pulling it apart to fix that. So yeah, I got a little bit of a frayed edge here. Not going to be noticeable to anybody. This is for me, so that's whatever. But yeah, so here's all my needles. I love this fabric. Legend of Zelda fabric. It's nice and sturdy. I got some thick medium interfacing in there. So yeah, and it fits good. The pattern I followed, which was, I don't think I linked. I didn't finish my show notes last week. So if anybody has questions about last week's show notes, please let me know. But I will put them. Oops, wrong way. I will put this week's show notes up. But this was like a show. I think the website was Show and Tell Meg. The pattern, I found the pattern almost exactly, but this piece was like 22.5 inches, and I had to cut 1.5 inches off because it would have wrapped around and then fell like right here, which was awkward. I wanted it to, she mentioned it folding in thirds, so this is folding in thirds, so that was cutting off 1.5 inches. So I'm not sure where that measurement came from, and I don't know what else. I gotta be better at looking at my clock so that I can stop without it being mid-sentence, but yeah. I don't know. I didn't see anybody else complain about the size and having to eliminate anything, so. But I'm pretty happy with it. And if I did it again for any reason, which I don't see any reason why I would do it again, unless I wanted a different pattern, I would I don't know, maybe I would do it the same way, because depending if I had, unless I got another set of needles or whatever, but I'm never probably going to own size 13 and 15 double pointed needles. I have no, I don't think I'm ever going to go that big, so, and this just should be fine the way it is. So in other sewing projects, I found this cute little pattern, and this again was supposed to be for the Cricut, but it seemed kind of silly. Like, you're supposed to load the fabric in to cut it into these 4.5, what was it, 4.5 by 6.5 or something, these small square rectangles. But I was like, okay, well, I might as well just cut them out in person, or on the floor. So, because it seems silly to cut out a big piece of fabric to put it in the machine to cut into smaller pieces. But anyways, this is a tissue holder. So you put in like a tissue pouch, you know, one of those just like little tissue, you know what a tissue pouch is. Okay, so you put that in there and it makes it look cute. So here's a blue one. And here's this cool kind of black, silvery, kind of graffiti looking one. And then I got some like yellow paisley, and these were kind of just scraps of fabrics I had laying around that I just wanted to play around with it. And then this one was for, those ones I'll probably give to some friends and stuff. And this one is for me. I had to make one for me, BB-8 fabric. So I have a DPN cozy with the same fabric. I think I did pretty good lining up the pictures, because, you know, I tried to pick, get the appropriate kind of picture showing. So yeah, that was fun. So that was another sewing project, and I will post the link to where that pattern, it was called 5-minute Kleenex holder, which of course it took longer than 5 minutes, but it didn't take long. I made 4 of them pretty quickly. Let's see. And then just today I finished my very first, finally, zippered bag. I've been wanting and meaning, and that's what I bought this fabric for, to make this a zippered bag for like 2 years. I bought the zippers, I bought a couple things of fabric, but I just was paranoid. And there were lots of different tutorials, so I wasn't sure which one to follow. But I had signed up to get Hugh Loco's holiday bag tutorial, I don't know, a couple of years ago. So I still had that in my email. So I popped that one open because I had it, and it seemed reliable, and she had a video, so it's kind of easy to follow along. But I used the swirly fabric, gold zipper. And yeah, I'm very happy with this. I am very happy with this. And it's funny, I didn't plan it at all, but you have this graphic here, and it's like practically the same on both sides. So yeah, it's like you got the little dragon guy down there, and he's over here. I mean, it's like almost identical on each side. So I got my seams lined up really good, but I'm just really happy with this. And I got some, again, I use that medium interfacing in here, so it's like kind of sturdy, so it'll stand up. You can't see me standing it up on my lap. So and a little tab here, I don't know what the point of it is. I probably should have put a bigger one, like more of a wristlet tab, but yeah, it's like a keychain tab. So yeah, I am super pumped. So this is, this will be used for something soon. And of course I know I have some Mickey Mouse fabric that I bought a zipper for. And then some other fabric I know I bought. I have 2 other zippers. I have a black zipper and maybe a pink zipper. So I don't know what I bought the pink one for, but I will find some fabric. So yeah, I am super excited about this, and I will be making some more zipper bags. So, and if I get my act together, maybe I'll have time. So maybe I will put together a zippered bag for a prize for one of the cows. So, and I do have some Zelda stitch markers. I'm wondering if I could somehow attach one as a little zipper pull. Because they're kind of big stitch markers that I don't know if I really use them much, so might be more of a fun zipper pull. So that, and now I have leftover Zelda fabric. My daughter wants a drawstring bag, and my husband wants a drawstring bag, so I need to make a couple more bags. Last in the sewing department, I've made some jumbo sized palms. So the fur just doesn't want to cooperate, but so we got a jumbo palm here for a hat, and I got 3 of them. And I will show you why I have so many in a minute. So these are a little bit bigger than the ones that was on my hat. So, but yeah, these are those white with the sparkle in it. So let's see if I can see the size difference. It's not a huge size difference, but it's a little bit bigger. So a little heavier. Okay. So that is it for sewing. So stay tuned because I would like to make some more bags. I'll be making the drawstring bags for my family members. David lost his hat at Frankenmuth. I called there. It is there, but it's like 2 hours of driving to get it. So we're either just gonna have to go buy him another one or I'll make him one. So I might be making him a hat soon, but he just loses his stuff so much. I don't know if I want to make him a hat because he's gonna lose it. But a hat's quick, and if I use just some cheap acrylic yarn, it's really that big of a deal. I don't know. That's where I stand there. Maybe that would be good practice with my double pointed needles, because since it's for him, he won't give a crap what it looks like anyways, as long as it's in a fun color. But I could do the 2x2 ribbing and practice with the purling and all that stuff. So I don't know. So on to stash. The reason why I have so many white sparkly faux fur pom-poms is because I got like almost a yard of it for $5. It was a remnant, you know, and this stuff's originally like $20 a yard. So I have like enough to make like 1,000 pom-poms now. So yeah, I made a couple poms out of that. Pom-poms. And then also, although all the fabric was half off plus 20% off, so it was all super cheap. So I got this Christmassy one. It's kind of like some sparkly trees. Focus on me. This little snowman. Where's the snowman? There it is. You got the little snowman there. My nails are ugly today. I don't have my color screen on anymore. That was that one. And then there was another Christmas one. This was like little gingerbread man and girl. Gingerbread boy and gingerbread girl. Stop focusing on the face. So there's that one. And then I got this one. It's more of a, it's kind of a soft, fleecy cotton, but it was Mario. So do something for David. Maybe make him another bag. He likes my bags too. So this was more of a kid-friendly Mario. Not that any Mario's not kid-friendly, but it's more, I don't know. I wouldn't use this for a gym because it's more kid-esque with the light blue. And then I got a bunch of vinyl, so I guess I'm not going to pull it off my shelf because it's just a bunch of vinyl. So I got a bunch of heat transfer vinyl to make some shirts, and actually the numbers that were on my DPN holder, those were heat transfer vinyl. It was like a silver. Cut them out with Cricut and ironed them on, so that worked perfect. Instead of having to try to like embroider it with my machine, which wasn't as pretty, and that silver looked good. But I have bunch of that. I have some glitter heat transfer vinyl, and then I have a ton of vinyl for like cups and objects. Like I want to make something maybe for the back of my phone. I also bought these two little fake leathery notebook things from the dollar store. So those will look fun. I don't know what I'm going to put on it, but I figure put some kind of saying on there. It could be fun. And then I got this that I'm going to, it's just a picture frame, so I'm going to put some vinyl on the frame, on the glass. We are going to Disney at the end of the summer, so I'm going to make like a little sign with some chalkboard vinyl for a little Mickey head with chalkboard that you can write how many days. So many days until we go to Disney. So hang that in our kitchen, so something to look forward to. So those are on the horizon for things to make with the Cricut. So yeah. Some more, I was going to talk about one more thing that's an upcoming project. So I'd like to make the High Cliff hat, and this is out of the Plum Dandy Knits book again. I started talking about these at the end of the last episode, but my my battery was running low, so I stopped. So the High Cliff by Melissa Shashori out of the Plum Dandy Knits, and this is the yarn I'd like to use. Should have enough, hopefully. So it's bulky, 100 yards, and it's, I'll put a picture of the pattern. But this is super pretty. I got this at, boy, where did I get this? This is from V Yarns. The horned base, 100 yards. It's called Wine and Wool. Gosh, I'm going to remember where I got it. I might have got it at a trunk show at a local yarn store. Or I got it at a festival. But I think I got it at the trunk show. But I thought it was really pretty. The pink and gray looks cool. So I think it'll look nice with the cabled hat pattern. So that is going to be coming up soon once I figure out how to use my needles. Copycat CC beanie can cross off my list. I showed you the Langley, the Keen, the Weekender. I think we talked about the Booth Bay and the Antler. I have 3 more secludes now. I have my red and white. I think I talked about the 2. So my mother loves her sweater, and I might have told you this too. I'm sorry if I did. But she already purchased the yarn in like a blue color. It's Karen Simply Saw, so it's, you know, super affordable. But she loves her sweater. She's got lots of rave reviews, so she wants me to make another one. So I need to make another one. Fern and Feather. I don't know if I showed you that one. That one is right here. So this one I've never done color work either, so this will be a new experience. But it looked really pretty. It's got kind of a rolled neck, which some people have said they just did like a couple rows of garter instead of the rolled neck, just to make it a kind of a narrow neck. Only downside is that I wasn't a big fan of the the kind of closed neck from the flax, so I'm not sure. But I was going to do this in purple because I have a sweater quantity of eggplant in Knit Picks, and I was going to use the leftover of the Dove Heather which is a gray, for the feathers, whatever's, that I have left over from the Booth Bay. So I guess I can't really start that until I do the Booth Bay. Not that I mean, that's not going to take that much yarn. I guarantee I'm going to have leftovers. So it don't really matter. But that was the plan. It's just to use the gray and the purple. I think that would go. The Dove Heathered gray with the dark purple I think would look cool. Yeah, I need more. David keeps asking me for socks. I think I'm going to make him real socks though this time. He doesn't seem to like the fit of the tube socks anymore, because he has a pair of tube socks that I kind of made that fit my foot, like I can literally get it on my foot, but it's a tube sock, so it comes off as a super shorty sock for me. But I don't know, I don't think he likes it because he keeps going towards the Neon Now socks I made for Emily like 2 or 3 years ago that are now in his collection, which has a heel in it. So I think I'm going to go back to that pattern, figure out what I did for that. Hopefully I put notes in there and make him a pair that size, because he seems to like those. Obviously he'll grow out of those. I feel like he's going to grow out of it faster than a tube sock, but he wears them, he likes them, so I can continue. And it's, you know, he uses such a small quantity of yarn. I mean, it's under 50 grams probably. So yeah, I just need to figure out a yarn for him. I don't know what. Maybe the Patton's Croy. So, let's see what I have left over after I knit my husband's. I mean, I'm not gonna have 50 grams left. So I don't know. I'll have to weigh to see how many grams the kids' socks use. It's probably not 50 grams. I don't know. I'm rambling. And I'm starting to lose my voice, so let's move on. Life in review, still dealing with this cold. My face feels like it's going to explode. I took some ibuprofen. My face still feels like it's going to explode. So yeah, that's not fun. We had a fun weekend this weekend. We went to Frankenmuth on Saturday for some wandering around. It was kind of chilly, but we wandered around. And we went to a few shops. We went to the cheese house, got some yummy cheese, and we got some fudge and some taffy. And then we had a chicken dinner. So we did the whole experience. We went to the River Place shops and wandered around. There wasn't that much going on there, but so we spent the afternoon there, and it was nice. I was gonna eat lunch before I recorded, but I forgot, so I'll have to do that after, but I'm going to have my leftovers for lunch. Then Sunday we went to my dad's for dinner. We played some games, ate pizza, watched some TV, I don't know, had some drinks, so we had fun hanging out over there. My dad's in the middle of expanding a room off the back of his house, so it's fun to see that come along because they like to have he has a pretty small house, and him and his girlfriend like to have the family over, so that'd be nice to have that extra space. Kids are back to school. You know, this is week 2. We're getting back into the regular routine. They do have a half a day on Friday already and no school on Monday. So, but that's alright. I'm kind of looking forward to sleeping in on Monday and not having to worry about it. So, because Monday is the worst. And today wasn't that bad. They were up when I got up, so I didn't have to like wake them up, so that was kind of nice. So yeah, it was not bad. Not too bad. Back to volunteering. I went in today for about an hour, so that was nice. And then I will be back on Wednesday for 1st grade, so I helped out the 3rd grade today. Quiet weekend, quiet week, so which is good. I'm starting to think January is kind of the best month ever, January and February, because there's just not a lot going on, and it's kind of nice. Like summer is busy, which is fun, you know, it's nice. It's always busy around their birthdays, so like May, end of school, you know, May and June, it's like end of school and stuff. Then some fall hits, and it's just like September through December is just insane. There's my festivals, there's Halloween, there's stuff with the family, and back to school, and it's just like, so now it's just kind of time to just breathe a little. Getting some crafts done, which is nice. So yeah, just need to get rid of this ick, and things will be good. So that's all I have. Thank you for sticking in there. I'm sorry I sometimes babble and get all over the place. But again, if you have any ideas for a knit along or a craft along, please let me know. And if you have any other comments, please comment below, subscribe, like the channel, head over to the Ravelry, join the group, head over to Facebook, join the group, follow me on Instagram, blah, blah, blah. And let's see what I get done this week. I hope you all get to craft all the things, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.